Lebanon has always been shaped by movement. People passing through, families putting down roots, generations building something that lasts. And in 2026, we're standing in a meaningful moment. Lebanon sits along historic Route 66, a road that helped define who we are. And this year, we're also part of America's 250th anniversary, a time to reflect on where we've been and what kind of future we want to build. But today isn't about staying in the past. It's about using this moment, our history, our pride, and our momentum to focus clearly on what comes next. By thinking ahead, working together, and investing locally, we're preparing for needs that we know are coming and creating opportunity right here at home. So when we talk about the state of the city, we're not just talking about plans or projects, we're talking about a shared direction, built by the community, guided by your feedback, and focused on making Lebanon an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. As we honor where we've been, Lebanon is converging on its future, guided by our people and focused on 2040 and beyond. A lot of good things are happening in Lebanon right now. New businesses, new ideas, new energy downtown. But here's the reality. That story doesn't travel very far unless people are willing to tell it. The city can share information, but Lebanon thrives when its residents, business owners, and neighbors feel connected and take pride in where they live. That means being willing to brag on Lebanon when it deserves it and advocate for this community not just online, but through action. That's how strong communities grow. Danny and April True are a great example of that. Danny and April aren't doing this for recognition. They're doing it because they care about Lebanon and they want to see it succeed. That belief is what led them to create the 229 Project. It's a way to turn empty space into opportunity and give new businesses a chance to take root downtown.
I love the fact that they have so many ideas about businesses they would like to do, and just the fact that they're standing behind somebody local and supporting and cheering them on, oh my goodness, it makes me want to cry. It's so exciting to see that.
It's hard to get a business started from the ground up, but with a little kickstart with the 229 Project, it was huge. The momentum behind it, that kind of avalanche method, that's just really, I think, helped us establish a base that first year and just kind of a leap pad, so to speak, for a business that's fresh, new.
And when that kind of belief meets community support, real momentum follows. You can see it right here at Carmen's. When people believe in Lebanon and act on that belief, confidence grows. And confidence is what creates opportunity. That momentum is what carries us into what's next. And right now, Lebanon is building on that momentum. Momentum doesn't happen by accident. It happens when a community plans ahead and then follows through. Lebanon has spent the last several years doing exactly that. Through Lebanon 2040, our long-range comprehensive plan, the city studied where we're headed, what we'll need, and how to prepare for it. One of the needs that came through clearly was healthcare. Not just facilities, but people. If Lebanon is going to grow, we need a stronger pipeline of healthcare providers. So instead of stopping at a plan, we built a solution. That's what the Lebanon Medical Simulation Lab represents. This isn't just a classroom, it's a regional healthcare training hub, a workforce development engine, and a real example of turning long-range planning into action. To make it happen, the city partnered with the Lebanon R3 School District, Ozark Technical Community College, and healthcare leaders, including Mercy, Cox Health, Lake Regional, and Jordan Valley. The city also made a $1 million investment to help build the lab at the Robert W. Plaster Center for Student Success, because preparing people is one of the most effective investments a community can make. Workforce is one piece of the puzzle. The other is creating the right environment for growth. The city's role isn't to chase every project, it's to prepare the ground, to make sure infrastructure, planning, and partnerships are in place so development can take root and succeed. That's where economic development comes in. You can see that preparation turning into momentum all across Lebanon. New restaurants are coming, including Jersey Mike's Subs and Pancheros, along with Culver's, which is coming in the near future. New subdivisions, new housing developments, and continued investments in neighborhoods throughout the city. That growth keeps our public works team busy building the streets, utilities, and infrastructure that support it all. Growth brings opportunity, and it also brings responsibility. Lebanon's economic momentum isn't built on one project or one announcement. It's built on planning, preparation, partnership, and follow-through. As Lebanon grows, one of our most important responsibilities is making sure we're prepared, not just when something happens, but well before it ever does. We're continuing to look ahead, including long-term planning for a regional police and fire training facility, because readiness isn't a one-time achievement, it's an ongoing commitment. Public safety today also means recognizing that not every call looks the same. Some of the most complex and high-risk situations officers respond to involve mental health crises, substance use, or unstable living conditions. Calls that require specialized skills and a different kind of response. That's why Council recently approved funding to make it possible for Lebanon to expand its partnership with Compass Health.
We can change the number of contacts this individual has with law enforcement. We can bring that number down. We can reduce conflict. We can reduce use of force. We can reduce arrest. And we can keep people that don't belong in the criminal justice system out of the criminal justice system by having the proper tool to help them. And the fact is, we cannot arrest our way out of problems. We need to find solutions, and this is a long-term solution.
With a dedicated full-time co-responder embedded in the Lebanon Police Department, officers have direct access to professional support during crisis calls, helping prioritize de-escalation, connect people with appropriate care, and reduce unnecessary use of force, hospitalizations, or incarcerations. It's a smarter response and a better outcome for everyone involved. Public safety doesn't start with a siren. It often starts with prevention. Unsafe, abandoned, and dilapidated structures create real risk to neighbors, first responders, and surrounding property values. That's why the city launched the Fight the Blight program and why we're continuing to expand it.
People that may not mean well for the neighborhood are coming to stay in these abandoned homes, or they're using these abandoned homes as a headquarters for criminal activity. So when we remove that building, we make the neighborhood look better. People pay more attention, they keep their neighborhood looking nicer. That sends the message that people that are a problem are not welcome in that neighborhood. So we're hitting on all cylinders by removing the opportunity for crime and then instilling in that neighborhood some pride and some guardianship, and they're gonna look out more for that neighborhood.
Removing these structures improves safety, supports crime prevention, protects public health, and helps restore pride in our neighborhoods. This is what reclaiming a neighborhood looks like. A New Day for Gasconade is a citywide effort, bringing together the Parks Department, Police Department, and other city teams to create a safe, clean, and welcoming space for families and neighbors. Here at Gasconade Park, that includes increased police presence, added security measures, and park improvements designed to encourage positive activity and community use. Safety isn't just response, it's presence, it's consistency, and it's trust. When we invest in safety, strengthen our neighborhoods, and stay present across our city, confidence grows, and that's what a new day looks like. Growth brings opportunity, and it also brings responsibility. One of the things we hear most from residents is about traffic, mobility, and walkability. Busy streets, more cars, and a strong desire for a safer, more connected place to walk. That's a good problem to have. It means Lebanon is growing. People are choosing to live here, and families are putting down roots. But growth means we have to plan smarter, not just react. That's why the city has been strategic about where sidewalks go and how they fit into a larger network. We've completed the sidewalk along Bland Road from Walmart to Tower Road, improving safety and access in a high-traffic area. Later this year, construction will begin along Ivy Road and portions of Beck Lane, and we're actively working towards connecting Ivy via Elm to Nelson Park and Sports Complex, linking neighborhoods, schools, and recreation. This is about building a system that works together. Housing is another area where long-term planning is starting to show real results. About 8 years ago, the city began taking deliberate steps through council actions, policies, and planning to encourage new housing in Lebanon. That work doesn't show up right away, but over time it creates confidence. And today we're seeing that confidence turn into construction. Large apartment developments are underway along Fremont. Several new subdivisions are under development across the city. Builders are investing here because Lebanon is prepared for growth. Mobility, housing, and quality of life are connected. When we plan them together, the city functions better, and growth strengthens the community instead of straining it. Keeping Lebanon moving means thinking ahead, making smart investments, and staying focused on what residents have asked for today and into the future. Some of the most important city services are the ones you don't think about very often. The lights come on, the water is clean, the system works, That reliability doesn't happen by accident. It comes from long-term planning, routine maintenance, and making sure the basics are ready, not just for today, but for the growth we know is coming. The goal isn't just to keep things running, it's to do the very best we can for the people who rely on these services every single day. Protecting public health, protecting water quality, reducing outages, and making sure our systems are ready for the future. These are quiet services, but they matter because when the essentials are strong, reliable, and responsibly managed, the entire community benefits. Quality of life matters. It's not just about roads or utilities. It's about the places where people gather, relax, and feel proud of where they live. Downtown is one of those places. It's where the community comes together for events, conversations, and shared moments. And right here, the Downtown Pocket Park, or Downtown Commons, is a direct response to what residents told us they wanted, which was more welcoming, usable public spaces. This space is nearing completion and will be ready for concerts and community events as we move into the spring and summer months. It's designed to be flexible, accessible, and inviting, adding energy downtown and giving people another reason to spend time here. That same focus on quality of life extends well beyond downtown. Across Lebanon, we continue investing in parks, improving the spaces people already use while planning thoughtfully for what comes next. At Ashley Park, we've continued making targeted improvements, including parking upgrades, ball field enhancements, and restroom improvements. At Gasconade Park, we'll soon be expanding the skate park, and we continue to evaluate ongoing improvements across all of our park spaces to keep them safe, functional, and welcoming. In Southeast Lebanon, we're moving forward with planning for the future Mount Rose Park site. This park was a promise made when voters approved the park and stormwater sales tax a few years ago, a measure that rolled the park's property tax back to zero as part of its approval. That commitment matters. Another quality of life conversation we know we need to have is the future of the Boswell Aquatic Center. The pool is more than 40 years old, and there's no easy answer. A new aquatic center would be a multi-million-dollar investment. Renovating the existing facility may only be a temporary solution. Pools are expensive to operate, but they're also an important community amenity. That's why this is a conversation, not a decision that's already been made. Over the coming months, residents will have opportunities to weigh in, both in person and online, as we talk through options, cost, and long-term sustainability. Any solution may still be a few years away, but planning has to start well before the first dollar is ever spent. This work comes directly from what we have heard. You asked for better parks, you asked for improved walkability and places that bring people together, and we're working deliberately, responsibly, and with community input to follow through. There's one more important conversation we need to have. Some of the most important city services rely on revenue sources that have to be renewed from time to time, not because something is changing, but because continuity matters. Streets and transportation are one of those critical services. Later this year, voters will be asked to consider a transportation sales tax renewal, a step that helps ensure maintenance, safety improvements, and long-term planning don't stall. This is a renewal and not a new tax. Lebanon is in a strong position today because of years of steady, responsible decisions. This renewal helps make sure that strength is maintained and not taken for granted. This funding allows the city to plan, not just react. We don't wait for roads to fail, we don't guess, and we don't jump from project to project. Instead, we follow a dedicated street master plan that looks years ahead based on road condition, traffic use, and life cycle. It's a practical equation, and it's what allows us to make steady, predictable progress. With this funding in place, we maintain streets before they fail, we continued sidewalk projects, we improve safety where traffic and growth intersect, but without it, maintenance slows, repairs are deferred, and a new sidewalk project simply just don't happen. The impact isn't dramatic overnight, it's gradual, and it's felt most by the people who drive these roads every day. This isn't about numbers or percentages, it's about how you get to work, how kids get to school, how deliveries reach local businesses, and how Lebanon continues to grow safely and responsibly. Reliable streets support safety, they support the local economy, and they support quality of life. Keeping Lebanon strong means taking care of the systems we rely on, even when they're working. Our responsibility is to be honest about what this funding does and what it allows Lebanon to keep doing. Keeping Lebanon moving forward means maintaining what we've built and planning wisely for what comes next. Lebanon's story isn't told in one project or one moment, it's told every day. by residents who care enough to speak up for this community, to share its wins, and to tell Lebanon's story with pride. It's told by a forward-thinking city council, leaders who ask hard questions, plan ahead, and stay focused on what's best for Lebanon, not just today, but for the future. And it's told by a city team that shows up every single day, serving residents, solving problems, and pouring themselves into the work of keeping Lebanon moving forward. That's how progress becomes real. Lebanon has a story to tell, and it's being written. Together, every single day, we honor where we've been, and today, Lebanon is fully focused on where we're going, guided by our people, grounded in progress, and committed to a future that is safe, welcoming, and built with pride.